What's up, babes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angel. So if this is your first time tuning into my channel, thank you so much for watching and clicking on this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out. If you're interested in seeing how I got this look using all Wet n Wild products, then just keep on watching. Jumping right into it, my brows and my eyelids are already primed. I did cheat a little bit, don't tell nobody. The palette that I'm using is this Wet n Wild, not a basic peach palette. The colors in this palette are beautiful, and of course we're going to see how pigmented these are. So the first shade I'm going into is this beautiful orange shade right here. One thing that I will say is there is a little bit of fallout with this palette, and I expect that because this is a drugstore palette. It's not a whole lot of fallout, it's not ridiculous or anything, but there is some fallout. So next I'm just going to take this dark brown shade right here, and I'm going to tap into that a little bit. And I'm using the Sigma Small Tapered Blending Brush, the E45, to do this. This is my favorite brush for doing a cut crease. And I'm using just a little bit because I'm going to just enhance that area where I want it to be cut at. I don't want it to be too dramatic, but I do want you to be able to tell that there is some type of definition there. And let's just say I'm getting real nervous with this eyeshadow palette, you guys, because normally when I do cut creases, I'm not using drugstore palettes. So moving on to my brow bone highlight, I'm taking this cream color transition shade right here, and I'm just going to pop that right there underneath my brow. So now we are ready to cut the crease. I'm taking the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and this is in the shade Medium Tawny. And let's just say I did cheat a little bit, you guys, on certain things. I did not say this was a first impressions, but this is just a full face using drugstore products. This concealer, y'all, it is so bomb. It reminds me so much of the Tarte Shape Tape. Yeah, if you're looking for a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape, this is a really good dupe. So to set my concealer, I'm using the Airspun Loose Face Powder. Do not come for me. I know this is not Wet n Wild. I'm using this powder because this is what I normally use for my cut creases. I have somewhere to be, and honey, I'm not trying to try it. Not today. So I'm just taking this Wet n Wild crease brush, and I'm going to set that concealer. I will say, if you're going to use this concealer to cut your crease, make sure you're doing one eye at a time. Make sure you're doing the concealer and setting it one eye at a time because it's going to crease. I normally do that, but I did not do it, honey, and it started to crease a little bit. But once I blended everything out, I think that it's going to be fine. It better. So for my lid, I'm taking this transition shade right here, and I'm pretty much going to be using this all over the lid. As you guys can see, there is a lot of fallout at this point. So I'm just going to take the Morphe R39 brush, and I'm going to kind of basically get some of that powderiness off of my transition shade and above my crease, so that won't look so blurry and, you know, not defined. So for liner, I'm using this, it's called Fine Lines. It's basically just a small felt tip eyeliner, and of course I got the color black. This liquid liner performed okay. I will say that it had more of the product in the bottom of the liner versus the very felt tip, the top of the liner, and I really don't care too much for that because it did not allow me to get my liner super sharp in the way that I like it. So what I basically did to get this eye like this, I just took one of my wipes, and I'm just going to pretty much, I'm going to show you guys, swipe up and just pretty much clean that line up myself to get it sharp and to get it the way that I want it, because the liner was just not, it was not letting me be great, honey. I will say for a drugstore eyeshadow palette, not bad. Wet n Wild, not bad. The thing is with the liner, I don't know if I got a bad batch or I don't know if that wasn't a good one, but it just did not perform the way that I thought it would. So my lashes and mascara was applied off camera. So moving on to foundation, I'm taking these two foundations right here and I'm going to be mixing them together because they do not have a shade for your girl. So the shades I'm using is Toffee, Pecan, and Expresso. This is my first time using this foundation, so it's also going to be like a first impressions to me, the same thing like the eyeshadow was. So I do like the fact that this has a spatula on it. It's kind of weird a little bit. I hope I'm not mixing too much foundation, but I'm pretty much just going to mix the two shades together to get my shade. And this foundation is new. I know the eyeshadow is new too. I'm not sure about the liner, but I do know that these the foundation and the eyeshadow is new. And this foundation, I will say, has a very distinctive smell to it. It almost smells like paint to me a little bit. I'm really excited to try this foundation, you guys, because a lot of people here on YouTube have been comparing this foundation to the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Y'all know that is my favorite. That is my holy grail foundation. And to me, this foundation also kind of smells like it a little bit in a sense. So that's kind of interesting. So I'm gonna see how this foundation wears. I hope it does not turn out to be too red undertone. It feels kind of oily a little bit. So I hope I like this foundation, y'all, because I have somewhere to go. I'm telling you guys, I need my makeup to be popping. I don't have time to be playing games and shit. So now the foundation has had a chance to set. It does feel like I'm wearing foundation. It does feel like something is on my skin. I did not feel like I had to work super fast with it or anything. So that's a good thing if you really want to take your time when applying your foundation. The foundation is a pretty good shade match for me. Me mixing those two colors together and everything, I feel like it does match pretty well. So for concealer, I'm using medium deep tan. And I'm going to use a little bit of medium tawny, which is what we use to cut our crease with. But for the most part, I'm using the medium tan. Y'all do not understand. Every time I use this concealer, I'm shook. How easy it blends out, how flawless it is, how full coverage it is. It's a really, really beautiful concealer. I'm going to take a little bit of that medium tawny right in this area of my, underneath my eye. And I'm going to just blend that out. So since Wet n Wild does not have a setting powder that's not going to give me flashback, I'm using the Black Opal setting powder. I'm sticking to what I know, and you know, you won't catch me slipping, honey. So this is my first time using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. I got this in the shade Cocoa, so it's a first impression on this. I've heard good things about this powder, so now it's time for me to try it. It looks like it reminds me of the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, so that's pretty cool and pretty, you know, interesting. So next I'm taking that powder brush, that Wet n Wild powder brush, and I'm just sweeping off that excess powder that I set underneath my eyes with. This is not bad for drugstore makeup. My skin is looking good, it's looking flawless. So now we're gonna move on to bronzing up the skin. I do not have a Wet n Wild bronzer because They don't have one in my shade or one that's going to be deep enough for my skin tone. So I'm just going to go ahead and bronze up my skin with my Nika K bronzing powder. This is actually like a little contour palette, but I pretty much just use it to bronze up my skin. For blush, I'm using the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush, and this is in the shade Mellow Wine. I actually have their old packaging in this blush, and the blush is a little bit more, it's a little bit more rosier and a little bit more pink. And I will say that I do like the new formula and I do like the new blush. And I love this color, you guys, because I feel like when I'm wearing bold lips, it's not too much. Like, I feel like it gives me just enough color and it doesn't, you know, make everything look so dramatic or me look, you know, like a damn clown. So I'm using two different highlighters. I'm using Crown of my Canopy, and I'm using the Wet n Wild MegaGlo Gold Bar Highlighting Bar. I messed that all the way up. These Wet n Wild highlighters are bomb. These are like the best, one of the best drugstore highlighters that's out there. I love this one. This gold bar actually just gives me a little bit more of a more intense highlight and more of a like champagne look. And I'm just going to apply it down the bridge of my nose and right at the tip of my nose. Y'all look at that. Oh my God. This highlighter is popping. Y'all, go, if you don't get nothing else from this video, you guys, go run out and get these highlighters. They have these in different shades, and all of these are beautiful. So y'all, if you can't find this one is my favorite because this one is a limited edition one. If you can't find this one, go out and get the MegaGlo one. So before we move on to lips, I'm taking the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray. This one is their newer one. This one is the matte finish. They also have one that's like a natural finish. That one is in the white container, but I decided to use this one because it's matte and I love a matte face. So now for lips, I'm using this Wet n Wild lipstick. The paper rubbed off on it, so I can't tell you guys the color, but I'm sure this is their only orange lipstick that they have. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a ombre look and lip, so I'm using this shade and I'm using Just Peachy. So I'm kind of doing like this one first, and then I'm going to do Just Peachy right in the middle. So I did add a little bit of liner to make my lips look more muted and not be looking like, damn, you know? And this is pretty much the finished and completed look. If you guys want to see me do more one brand makeup tutorials, let me know in the comments down below, and which ones you guys want to see. I was thinking e.l.f., I was thinking Milani. Y'all let me know. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button before you leave, and always remember to be blessed, follow your dreams, and I will see you guys in my next video.